Hi Saxons, this is Ms. Masters with the third step in your research process, doing the actual research. Since libraries are mostly closed due to the pandemic, you will likely be doing your research online. There are two online locations where you can do your research: the open web, which is everything on the internet that you can get for free and without a password, and our library subscription databases. We're going to quickly look at both of those. For my open web search, we're going to imagine that I just finished reading the novel Lord of the Flies, and I'm trying to answer the question, what is the essential nature of human beings? A Google search for human nature brings up roughly 3.4 billion results, which isn't awesome for me, especially since quite a few of them right here in the middle seem to be music videos. Part of the problem is the way that I've typed my search term up here. If I type human nature that way, Google is going to give me results for everything containing the word human and everything containing the word nature, as though they were two separate searches or two separate words. I don't want that, though. A search for nature might return documentaries about whales, for example, which is not relevant. If I put the terms in quotation marks, first of all, it brings me down to 41 million results, which is better than several billion. But those quotation marks will also tell Google that I don't want that I want results with both words in that exact order. So it'll search for human nature, not human and also nature. I still have all these music videos in here. Fortunately, there is a trick to get rid of these completely irrelevant results. If I put a minus sign in front of a word in my search, it will tell Google that I don't want results which include that word. In this case, I might try minus music. There we go. If you scroll down now, there are still videos, but they're about like what I actually want, human nature, why people are the way they are, and they are not music videos starring Michael Jackson. Given what I just read in Lord of the Flies and some of the preliminary research I did when I was trying to formulate my research question, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to argue that humans are essentially evil. To narrow down my search a little bit, I'm going to add the term evil to it. I do this using the all capitalized word "and." This tells Google that I want results which have both human nature and evil in them at the same time. And I am still leaving out music. I am now down to 7 million results, which is much better than what I had previously. You can see that we're honing in on more and more relevant material every time we make our search more specific. If I was still trying to figure out how to answer my research question, I might do a search using "or," like human nature and evil or good. The "or" tells Google that I will accept results which have human nature and just one of the other terms, good or evil. It doesn't need to have all three terms. Using "or" is going to give you more results than you had, right? We had 7 million, now we have 33 million, because you're letting Google search for more terms. One last thing I want to show you. As you all know, not every source on the internet is reliable. Any fool can make a website and post whatever nonsense they want on it. One source that you generally can trust is a well-known university. It's the job of university professors to do research, so you can be pretty sure that they know what they're doing. You can tell Google to get your search results from university websites only using the term cite: and .edu. Cite: .edu. Now all of our results are going to be from websites that end in .edu, which are going to be universities. This works with other types of sites too. If I wanted to limit my search to government-run websites, for example, I'd use site::.gov. What else can you do if you want to ensure that your search results are accurate and appropriate for an academic paper? You can use the library's digital resources. Despite the fact that I'm the librarian, I can never remember the library's website off the top of my head, so I often get to it through North's website. You can find the it's taking 1,000 years to load. Okay, you can find the library in two places here. It's under Our School Library, and it's also on the right-hand bar under NHS Quick Links. It says NHS Library. From here, you'll want to click on Online Research. There are lots of different resources for you here, so you'll want to read the descriptions. I'm going to go to Academic Research Databases, as these will be scholarly articles which have already been reviewed for accuracy by the author's peers. ProQuest and EBSCO are the same sort of thing. They pull together lots of different academic databases and allow you to search them one by one or all at once. You can start with one, and if you aren't finding what you want on it, try the other. I'm going with EBSCO for now. Our username and password are North and Saxon's 20 exclamation point. Everything is lowercase. Once you're in, feel free to click around a little bit and see what's available. I'm using EBSCO Host, which, as it says, includes all kinds of sources: newspapers, magazines, peer-reviewed journals, even photos. Sorry, my internet is slow. There we go. This page asks what databases we want to search. You'll need to read the descriptions to see what makes sense for answering your research question. Or you could just select everything and take your chances. I'm going to select everything, but then I'm going to go back and get rid of a couple things. The Professional Development Collection says it's designed for education professionals. It's going to be articles about teaching, which isn't what I need. Eric here is another source for teachers that I'm not interested in right now. I'm also going to get rid of the full text book databases because honestly, I'm not going to read an entire book in order to write this paper. So full text ebooks, full text ebooks, full text ebooks, I don't want any of those. On this search page, I am going to go to Search Modes and select Boolean/phrase. That means I can use the same techniques here that I used on Google. If I keep this selection as it is on Find All Search Terms, then my search will behave as though I've put that capital "and" between every word. I'll get way too many search results, and a ton of them will be totally irrelevant. We're also going to leave the full text box checked because we only want results that we can read all of. We don't want summaries or reviews of articles, we want the articles themselves. So, human nature and evil. Here are my search results. I see that the second one is in Russian. I can't read the Cyrillic alphabet myself, so I'm going to go over to this left-hand bar here and refine my results so that they are English only. I scroll down here to language, English. I also see right here that the publication dates of my articles range from 1974 to 2021. Whether those early publications are going to be appropriate for your research kind of depends on your topic. Are you researching something historical? The fact that the publication is old might be okay because history doesn't change much. Is your topic computers? You definitely don't want anything published in the 70s then, before computers were even a mainstream thing. I'm going to narrow my results down to the 2000s, mostly because if there have been psychological or medical advances in the study of human nature, I want recent material and not stuff from the last millennium. So, 2000 to 2020. Now that I've done that, I start looking at titles and summaries. This first one seems to be related to the novel Angels and Demons, which I'm not particularly interested in. The second one looks like gold, though. The article discusses human behavior associated with evil, radicalization, and atrocities. An overview of the neuroscience of evil behavior, including in regard to the neural activation of the brain's prefrontal cortex, is provided. That sounds a little jargony, but it still sounds pretty good. Like, what in your brain makes you evil? So let's check that out. I'm going to click on the HTML full text because I want to read the full article. If you've gotten this far in your research, then you really do need to read the full article to make a final determination about whether it helps you answer your research question or not. If you need something else or something better, you just go back to your search results and look at something else, or maybe refine your search a little. Now, we've only looked at one resource offered on the library's online research page, and we looked at it because it happened to make sense for my research question. Returning to that page, you can see there are all kinds of other things. General reference sources here, like almanacs and encyclopedias. Here we have data and statistics from organizations like the World Health Organization, NASA, the US Department of Education. We have let's click on everything. We have primary source documents and historical analysis, which is actual letters, journals, newspaper articles, and images from history. And then we have critical insights into literature, which are study guides and analyses of the books and the authors you read in English class. There's a lot of stuff, and really the only way to get familiar with all of it is to browse around and use some of it. If you really aren't sure where to start with your research, though, please email me and I'll point you in the right direction. Don't forget, as you're searching, that you will need to cite your sources in your paper, so keep track of them as you go. For every website, book, article, whatever you decide to use, even a little bit from, you need to know the title of the website, book, or periodical, the title of the web page, chapter, or article, the first and last name of the author or authors, the publisher, the city of publication, the date of publication, and, for a website, the URL. Make a list in a notebook as you go so that you don't forget something at the end. You could also use a Google Doc to keep track, or start using note cards. You can write the info you find on one side and where you found it on the other. All right, Saxons, that was a ton of information. Thanks for sticking with me. See you in the next video.